Video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description. What is up, my friends? Welcome along to our player ratings video here on Anfield Agenda after the Reds have beaten Brighton by 3-2, a result that books our place in the quarter-final. As I'm recording this, that draw hasn't yet happened, but don't worry, I will be back with a draw reaction after it takes place. So, if you haven't joined us before for a player ratings video, this is what you can expect. I'm going to go through the referee, all the players, the manager, and give them a score out of 10, asking you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Now, some of you have already contributed to your player ratings. You'll see that in the top corner of the player and referee image. My score will be in the question mark area. So let's get stuck into it, starting off with the referee for today's game. And I have to say, for the referee today, I'm not too displeased with his performance. Always better for me when there's no VAR in these games, so I enjoyed having no VAR. The only thing I really would pick with the referee was the yellow card for Canade, which was a joke. If you look at back, Danny Welbeck had a handful of Canade's shirt and he goes to the ground and Canade's not touching him, and somehow that's a yellow. But that aside, I thought the referee did okay. So all in, I've given the ref a score of 7, and you guys have gone a bit lower at 6.1. Now we move into the actual players, the important people, and starting off with JAROS, who had an incredible game. I think that he can hold his head very high. Nothing he could do about either of the goals, but the saves that he did make were top notch. A one-on-one in the first half, he came and made himself big and made the save, but the pick of the bunch came in the second half with that change of direction, getting a hand to it and tipping it onto the post from, I think it was a Dingra's header. Absolutely top notch. Brilliant performance from JAROS. I'm giving him a score of 8. You guys not far behind with a score of 7.8. Next up, we go to Conor Bradley, and let me say it is great to see Conor Bradley back in the team, and he came in today and he didn't really miss a beat. There are always going to be things a young fullback needs to improve on, and it'll be no different with Conor Bradley, but I thought he did well today. So all in, I've given Conor Bradley a score of 7. You guys pretty much the same, 6.9. Remember now, if you want to contribute to the player rating scores in the future, join us for the match reaction where you'll see a link in there where you can submit your scores. Next up is young Jarell Quansah. Now, I want to just pause here for a moment because the abuse that's already started online from idiots who profess to be Liverpool fans going in on Jarell Quansah needs to stop. Yes, he made a mistake. He knows that. You could see he was upset on the bench. But it's our job now as fans to build him back up, to get behind him. And isn't it better that these mistakes were made in a game that we won? You can also debate the situation around him being taken off. Personally, I think that it was the right thing from Arne, because if we had have conceded again, I think it would have made Quansah feel even worse. So the manager had to get the result. He did that. And now it's about building up Quansah again and showing him the best of our fan base, that we're behind him, not that we're going to run him into the ground. So Jarell Quansah had a difficult evening and he will have better days ahead. But also it's important to remind everyone that he hasn't played much. So to come back in again against a very tricky Brighton attack who are full of pacey players, just give him some space and allow him to develop and allow him to debrief and get back to where we want him to be. So score today, we've got to be fair about this as well. I've given him a 6. You guys have gone lower with a 5.4. Next up, Joe Gomez. Great to see Joe get some game time tonight as well. And I thought he was steady as she goes. You can put Joe Gomez anywhere across the back line, and he's going to do a good job. It's been difficult this season not seeing him get more opportunities, but I think the manager will try to continue to give Joe a run out where possible. So I've given Joe a score of 7. You guys haven't been too far behind, and you've gone with a score of 6.7. Now we move into the left back position, where I thought we seen both parts of Robbo today. There was some good back post defending where he knocked one behind for a corner where we would have probably conceded if he hadn't. But then, of course, he was tested again by some younger, pacey players. I thought it was okay from Andy Robertson today. I thought it was a better performance than the one against Arsenal, but ultimately it was just okay. So I've given Robbo a score of 6. You guys a little bit higher with an average of 6.3. Now into midfield, and again it was a rare start for Wataru Endo today. I thought he was okay. I don't think he's going to be convincing the manager to give him a starting berth off the back of this performance. But again, I want to reiterate, I always admire his professionalism. He's a great team player and he never complains about it. He just gets on with his job. So I'm sure when he's called upon, he'll come in and do as best as he can. But that performance today isn't going to really change the manager's thinking, in my opinion. So I've given him a score of 6 and you guys have gone a little bit higher with a 6.2. I do want to reiterate though, his professionalism and the way that he conducts himself, it's to be admired. It really, really is. Next up, Tyler Morton. Same applies to Tyler. It was a game where he was okay, but I don't think he's going to have changed Arne Slot's mindset on making him a regular starter at this moment in time. But he's a good, steady pro, and you can certainly always trust him in the midfield. So I thought he did okay today, and I've given him a score of 7. You guys a little bit lower with a 6.4. Next up, it's Curtis Jones, and his redemption arc continues. I thought Curtis Jones was really, really good today. And I'm starting to certainly trust him a lot more, and you can see the manager clearly trusts him. So well done to Curtis for his performance today. I thought when we needed him, he showed his class. So I've given him a score of 8. You guys lower, 6.7. Maybe we were watching a different game here, but honestly, I've been a detractor of Curtis Jones in the past, but I thought today he was full of effort, endeavour, and always looked to create, and a few touches of class as well. So I thought he did well, but look, you guys went with a 6.7. I respect it. Next up, Szoboszlai, and I guess we got to have this conversation again, because once again he seems to be the scapegoat for a lot of people. If you can't see the good things that Dominik Szoboszlai does, and look, everybody can improve, but he does a lot of good things. His work rate's phenomenal. His importance to our shape is phenomenal. His pressing is phenomenal. And yes, he should have scored today. He'll know that. I know that. You know that. But they will come. He's doing the right things. So I'm always happy when Dom's on the pitch. And again, I want to point to a great video from James Alcott that gives you a little glimpse of quite how important he is, particularly when he came on for us against Arsenal. So I'm going to give a score of 8 for Dominik Szoboszlai today. You guys disagree with me. You guys have gone lower with a 6.6. Lucho, again, I think he can be very happy with his performance today. What a battle we have on that left-hand side. I know Lucho played on the right predominantly tonight when he played, but I'm talking about the battle we normally have between him and Cody Gakpo. Both of them at the top of their game. And Lucho took his goal very, very well. Lovely little disguise through the defender's legs as well. Steele didn't even get a chance to set himself. And it was all because of the endeavour and the hard work of Lucho as well. So I've given Lucho a score of 8. You guys aren't far behind and have gone for a 7.6. Next up, the man of the match, the star boy, who scored one of my favourite goals of the season. If you have not seen Cody Gakpo's opening goal tonight, enjoy it. Sit back, get yourself a cup of tea, just enjoy it, because it was magic. Absolute magic from Cody. I don't know if any of the players ever watch this channel, but if you are Cody or you come across it, thank you for that, because it was one of the cleanest strikes of a ball you're going to see in a long time. And I love the celebration as well. So for Cody, because he was man of the match, because he scored a brace, of course I'm giving him a 10. Why wouldn't I give him a 10? You guys, equally good score. You've gone for a 9.2, which as an average score, it's pretty impressive. So well done to everyone on that. But most importantly, well done to Cody Gakpo. Next up, Alexis McAllister. I find it very difficult to give the scores to players who come off the bench, to be honest with you. So I don't think he did all that much, really. Either way, it was going to be a case of us battling down the hatches and Brighton attacking. So I've given him a 6. You guys have gone a little bit higher with a 6.5. Trey Morris, Leone, excuse me to give him his full name. He shows so much confidence when he comes onto the pitch. There was a couple of flicks that worked out, a couple that gave the ball away, but look, the dude personifies class, oozes class, and is no doubt going to be a top player in years ahead. So I really enjoyed his little cameo off the bench today, and I have given him a score of 7. You guys, pretty similar with a 6.8. Mohamed Salah. A lot of people were very concerned when Mohamed Salah and Darwin came on because they just wanted them rested. I wonder though, was it maybe an instruction from the sports science or medical team just to keep them ticking over a little bit so they have the minutes in their legs? And I'm sure there was a reason for it, but look, it's always a joy to see Mohamed Salah come onto the pitch anywhere. So I've given him a score of 6 because I don't really remember him being involved in much, in all honesty, and you guys have gone for a 6.2. Again, that's not a knock to Mo, it's just we didn't really have much in an attacking threat after Brighton went behind in the latter part of the game because they were just pouring it on, trying to get back into it. Darwin Núñez. So I'll tell you, I'll be honest here, right? I've docked him a point for one thing, for not running to the corner flag. In injury time, he has to go full Martinelli and go for the corner flag. Difference here was there wasn't 15 minutes to go. So yeah, small little thing there, but all in all, look, Darwin's progression has been clear over the past few games. So today I've given him a 6. It would have been a 7 if he had ran to the corner flag though. And next up, Ibrahim Kanade, who got one of the most ridiculous yellow cards I've ever seen. Danny Welbeck grabs his shirt and goes to the floor, and somehow Kanade gets a yellow for it. Madness. But I understand why the manager made that change, as harsh as it seemed. It was about getting the result and figuring the rest out after that. So look, again, throwing him a 6 because how do you react to somebody that came on for 3 minutes? And finally, the gaffer. Another game, another difficult fixture navigated, another win. They just keep coming, don't they? And look, lots of changes made. It was never going to be a free-flowing, beautiful game for us, but Arne got the job done. I would have liked some of the changes a bit quicker, maybe 1 or 2 at half time, to be honest, as well, because it felt like Brighton were there for the taking tonight, but we were making hard work of it, and we didn't see out the game as easily as we would have liked. All of that being said, though, how could you not be happy with a win? Progression to the quarter-final. I've given him a score of 7. You guys have gone a bit higher with a score of 7.9. I actually think that's the lowest score I've given Arne Slot. Yeah, it's hard to go higher when you've conceded 2, but that, you know, is harsh as well because he did make a lot of changes and he had his hands tied behind his back with some of the changes that he couldn't make because of our injuries. So, most important thing, my friends, is we are through to the quarter-final. We will have a reaction video coming up after the draw. As I sit here now, Spurs have just knocked out Manchester City, so I'm going to be recording the match reaction, or excuse me, the draw reaction soon, so keep an eye out for that one. And if I don't see you for that, I will see you tomorrow, where of course I will be live at 8:45. Much love, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.